Hello everyone, my name is Mariam Mokhtar. Today, let's talk about a common assumption on Malaysian roads. And that assumption is drink driving is the biggest danger. Because it's simple, it's easy to blame, easy to punish, but here is the reality. It is not the main problem. And by focusing too much on one issue, we risk ignoring the true killers on our roads. Let us examine the visible versus the real. We see it in the news, on social media. When a driver is caught drunk, everyone reacts. Headlines scream out. Social media explodes. It feels urgent. It feels obvious. But what about the bigger picture? What about the daily reality that kills thousands quietly? Reckless behavior, systemic negligence, unlicensed drivers, uninsured drivers. And these are far more common and far more deadly. And this is why we'll discuss how compensation and punishment often fail. Because some people will say, fine the driver, confiscate the car, compensate the family, have the driver provide for the victim or victims until adulthood if the victims are children. Sounds fair, right? But let's pause and think about it. First of all, many vehicles involved in fatal crashes are total write-offs. Motorcycles, older cars, vehicles completely destroyed in the crash. Selling them? It barely scratches the surface of what a family loses. Second is insurance gaps. They are huge. Many drivers in Malaysia don't have insurance. So even if the car could be sold, there may be no payout to cover the family's loss. And third, consider the cultural taboos. In many communities, items associated with death are considered unlucky or even forbidden. Would you buy a car? Let's say that the car came out okay. Would you buy a car that was connected with death? A car that killed someone? Many buyers would refuse it. Auctioning it? It may fetch very little or even nothing at all. And fourth, the idea that the driver should provide long-term support. It often is impractical. It doesn't work in reality. Because if the driver is imprisoned, he cannot earn an income, can he? If he is not wealthy, his family cannot realistically pay. Without insurance, without stable income, any promise of blood money or compensation is often illusory. So in short, both selling the car and relying on the driver to compensate the family are symbolic gestures. They are not solutions. Punishment after the fact may feel satisfying. It may even give a small financial cushion. But it does not reform behavior. It does not fix enforcement gaps. It does not make our roads safer. Enforcement is the key. But in Malaysia, it is inconsistent. We have traffic police, JPJ, the Road Transport Department. Then we have the local authorities. They have powers to act. And yet, dangerous buses keep operating. Drivers with multiple fines continue to drive. Children and unlicensed drivers roam the streets. Children sometimes take their parents' car or their siblings' or older siblings' cars and go for a drive. And then we have bribes or duit kopi and loopholes, and all of this undermines deterrence. And this is why compensation alone whether through fines or selling the car or relying on the driver to pay, these are symbolic. It does not fix the system. And so, what are the real threats that we ignore? Let us look at what actually kills people on Malaysian roads. Motorcyclists account for 60 to 70% of fatalities. Reckless riding, speeding, illegal street racing, mud rumpet behaviour, careless driving, lane violations, dangerous overtaking, fatigue, inattention, and poor vehicle maintenance. These behaviours cut across race, religion, and age. It's a universal problem. And yet, they rarely provoke the same outrage as a drink driving story. So here's the hard question. Is enforcement driven by what is most dangerous? Or is it driven by what is easiest to detect and punish? Alcohol is easy, very easy. Breathalyzers, roadblocks, clear legal limits. Reckless driving, drug-impaired driving, systemic negligence, well, these are much harder to measure, much harder to enforce. So let us look at the reality from the data. So we look at the hard numbers. Malaysia recorded over 3.14 million road accidents between 2019 to 2024. And that's about 1,720 accidents per day. In just 6 months, over 3,000 people died in road accidents. Drink driving? Serious? Yes, of course. But that's not the main cause. In one recent period, only 2 fatal cases were linked to alcohol, out of 3,087 deaths. The World Health Organization style data suggests that less than 1% of road deaths involve alcohol. Police records will show that drunk or drug categories rank last among causes of fatal accidents. In other words, behavior, our behavior, not alcohol consumption, dominates the statistics. So, if we are serious about road safety, we must shift the conversation. Stop asking, how do we punish drunk drivers more? But start asking, why are the biggest causes of death receiving the least attention? Enforcement, education, accountability. Not emotive gestures like compensation, confiscation, or promises from drivers. These may feel good, but they will not save lives. Think about it. What scares you more on Malaysia roads? A drunk driver or reckless everyday driving that goes unchecked? The choice is clear. Address the real danger, not just the visible one. So if we are serious about road safety, what are the government, the Ministry of Transport, and our politicians actually doing to tackle reckless driving, weak enforcement, unlicensed drivers, uninsured drivers, and the real dangers on our roads, and not just focus on drink driving? Thank you for listening. Stay safe on the roads. If you like my videos, please press like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please also visit my Patreon channel if you wish to sponsor me. Thank you.